In. Hey Rick, how you doing?
Hey Megan, how about you?
I'm doing well. Just trying to get comfortable here in the car. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm out on the road, and I just finished a listing appointment, and it went
Nice.
great. But she won't be ready for a few months, so I
Mm,
I have not resolved our inventory problem today.
well, we'll get there eventually, right?
Exactly. So we've had kind of a year so far. We've had
Mhm.
off at the podcast for a few weeks, and so now we're going to get caught up, and we're going to talk about what has happened so far this year,
Yep.
what kind of changes, how that affects people, and again, what does our globe, what is it called? Our what is it called when you
A
look into
global
the
outlook.
yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, whatever, look for the future. Okay,
Yeah.
so Rick, you go ahead and take the wheel on this one and tell us what has happened in the mortgage market since the first of the year.
Yeah. So, we've talked about this throughout the last year, really, that we expect mortgage rates to increase through 2022. That's just a given. There's a lot of things behind that. I think where we are somewhat surprised is that we were typically in a housing or mortgage market. You get these gradual increases in rates, and you kind of predict that over time, and it maybe goes up a half or 3/4 of 1% over 3 or 4 month period. That hasn't happened this time around, unfortunately. So, really beginning the first trading day of the year, the market started going south on us pretty quick. So if we look at where the market was, for example, in December, as I was pricing loans out and high balance loans, that's pretty much our market. And when I say high balance, I mean loans above 647.2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something in that range above that. We're pricing loans out December right around then 3.125. Yes, pretty good, right? Pretty good rates, good market.
Yep.
We started to see this rapid increase in rates, and it was very, very quick. And so now here we are, middle of March. And for the most part, depending upon the loan type, rates are in the mid to high fours right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty good hit. And by the way, I'll say this. If you look at the history of the mortgage market, the rates have only been below 4%,
Mm-hmm.
only 3 times in the history of
Mm.
the mortgage market, only 3 times. So while the perception might be that rates in the fours are high, that's actually still a really, really good rate historically,
Right.
right?
Well, I know whenever, in 2018, this happened.
It did.
The whole world was completely different in 2018, but
Nice.
in 2018, this happened where the interest rates went up a point in a period of about 6 months. And
Right.
the reaction was a lot different. The reaction I've seen so far, I was kind of, waiting for things to sort of trickle down to
Right.
us and see what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Um, I haven't seen too much of a reaction so far. I
No.
don't know.
Well, the market's the market on rates. And by the way, these rates are not high rates. You and I
I
both
understand.
went to markets rates were in the 9, 10, 12% range. So, 4.5 roughly, give or take a little bit, is still a
Well,
pretty good, healthy housing market.
I know that you and I think that, but from a buyer that was looking
Mhm.
last year and couldn't
Mhm.
find a house at a
Right.
3.125 to tell them
Mhm.
now that it's in the high fours, I mean, they're probably going to fall out of their chair.
Mhm.
So that's why we are encouraging people that if you have not been able to secure a property and you have been looking for more than just the last 2 months, that you call your loan officer or call Rick and get a refresh
Mhm.
of your financial situation
Yeah.
so that because I'm seeing a couple of houses here and there that I don't think should be falling out of escrow. Like they go into escrow for about 4 or 5 days and they're back on the market. And I think that's because I mean, I think because the buyers
Mhm.
probably didn't have a refresh, and then
That's
they
right.
went to get an escrow.
Mhm.
And Rick, how much was a house payment last year at 850 versus now?
Well, yeah, look, if you look at the numbers on that, Megan, let's say 850, 10% down,
Yeah.
right? Just the mortgage payment, not counting taxes or insurance. In December, that payment would have been about $32.77.
Mm-hmm.
And on today's dollars, that same house or that same mortgage limit for payment would be at $3,933. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a difference of $656.
Mm-hmm.
So, and by the way, that for the most part, that's manageable for most buyers. They can still handle that. That's what you can expect these days, though. Figure on average, depending upon the sales price and how much down payment, around a $500 to $700 increase in payment compared to last fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
So
why that refresh is important. Get that
right, exactly. It's like you don't want to find that out after you've just painstakingly negotiated
right.
a transaction,
Mhm,
So
mhm.
um so I agree with you that that needs to be refreshed. And also I haven't, like I said, I haven't really seen it hit us yet. 2018 I saw it hit us, but you've got to figure if people are paying 100,000 over asking, that surely they're going to be able to sustain a 1 point increase in interest rates. I mean, were they going to pay 100,000 over asking still? I mean, I don't know. That
See.
has to do with all the circumstances involved with that. Like, how much
Mhm,
was the house priced at in
mhm.
the beginning? There's a realtor in Brea Fullerton that lists houses for 750 that they know damn well are going to sell for 900 to 900.
Yep,
I mean, 900 to 950.
that's right.
And they're like, well, aren't I the hero? It's like, no, you're just a jerk because you should have priced it as
Mhm,
appropriate as possible,
mhm.
and
Yeah,
you don't, yeah, you don't need 5,000 people writing offers for
it's not,
800.
yeah, you're right. It's not fair to the potential home buyers. If this is the house below market to attract multiple offers, well, they wind up with 40 offers.
I know
And
you don't have to do
it
that
doesn't make
anymore. Just
sense.
price it,
Yeah,
just
it's
price
not
it
fair.
appropriately, because if
Yeah.
you price it appropriately, it's still going to sell for what it would have sold for had you not broken all those people's hearts.
No, I couldn't agree more on that. I don't know that we'll see 100,000 over asking. Who knows how much longer that will last? It seems like
Mhm.
that's a pretty big, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball on that one. Of course you do more than I, but
That was the pick. That was what I was looking for, the word earlier. Oh my gosh. When I said the globe,
oh, the crystal ball.
what a ding dong. Yes, a crystal ball.
Yeah.
Jeez
I
Louise.
wish mine's right half the time.
Yeah,
If that helps.
I know. Well, and I want to tell people too, it's like, even though rates are adjusting, there's still an inventory problem.
You're right.
There's still only about, 30% of the homes for sale that we need. We need a ton more. We
Mhm.
need thousands and thousands of more homes for sale just in Orange
Right.
County just
Right.
to meet the demand. So even though, let's say, in the last 2 years, we've had double-digit increases in home appreciation
Mhm.
value, market value, even with the high interest rates, even if we don't have double digits, let's say we have an 8% increase in home values,
Mhm.
which is a pretty healthy, normal rate
Mhm.
of increase
Mhm.
on an $850,000 home. That's an increase of $5,666 a month.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is that, yes, it stinks that rates are not in the threes anymore. But if you can buy something, still you should find it and buy it and not hesitate, because they're still going up in value. There's still not
True.
thousands of homes that are going to be on the
Well,
market this weekend.
we were talking earlier today about the numbers. I mean, on a national level, right? I mean, this is
Mhm.
not just Southern California. If you compare year over year from February of this year, there were 25% fewer homes in the market than compared to February of 2021.
Mhm.
And compared to February 2020, there's 48% fewer homes in the market.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, so we have to have about a 50 to 100%, almost a doubling of housing inventory overnight to get us to more of a normalized level of homes on the market. And, there's no path to that happening, anytime soon.
Agreed. I agree.
So,
Well, I appreciate your time today. This is super useful information. Everybody get a refresh.
Yep,
and
important.
pick up the pieces here and buy something because they're still going strong. With the one over 1 point has I had 21 offers on a house last week, and I have 5 offers on a house this week that I priced kind of high, because I wanted to get right to the top of the pile, and
Yeah.
they're about 50,000 over asking. So
Wow. There you go.
all right, Rick, have a really good rest of your week.
You too.
And I'm
Thanks,
sure you
Megan.
and I will be talking several times before the week is through.
I'm sure we will. Thanks,
All
Megan.
right. Thank
See you later.
you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.